if you were to die without a will, it's called dying intestate. And what that means is it's going to create a lot of headaches and problems for your family. You know, I get that we have a million things that we can spend $300 or $400 on, but once you're age 18 or older, if something happens and you pass away and you don't have a will, then there could be a lot of problems created for your family because you actually have to apply to have a legal representative to distribute your estate. And you may have people receiving your investments, life insurance benefits, other assets of yours that's not necessarily the person that you intend to receive the money. The government sets it up that your spouse gets a certain amount of money and your children get a certain amount of money. So you may have, nieces and nephews or other family members that if you don't designate beneficiaries on insurance policies and you haven't done a will, then you may have family members receiving money that you didn't want to receive the money. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is that you're going to pay more money. Your estate's going to pay more money in legal fees than it would actually cost you to have originally done that will. So the key is, it sounds awful, but with a will, you're dead. The whole point of that document is to spell out what you would want to have happen when you pass away. Perhaps you have some jewelry, artwork, family heirlooms that you want to pass on to people in your family. Taking the time to go see a lawyer to draft a will is definitely important so that you can make sure that your wishes are fulfilled, and also it will cost your family less headache, less financial cost in the long run by taking care of that and getting the will done. I have a client that she passed away a few months ago. Her husband actually died about 5 years back and he didn't have a will. And it was a bit of a pain because they own the home jointly. So he died. She took over the ownership of the home by herself, also with the investment assets. So there were a few extra hoops that she had to jump through. The unfortunate part is this lady passed away in her late 70s and she still didn't have a will. So the process of trying to sell her home, she did have some beneficiaries designated on her investment, so that's been helpful. However, she had a life insurance policy where she still had her husband named as the beneficiary, and that's the husband that had passed away. So the key is, I get there's a million things that you could spend $300 or $400 a month on, $300 or $400 on, period. But this lady, unfortunately she was sick, her kids were taking care of her, she's now passed away, and there are so many extra steps that they have to go through because she didn't have a will. So if you don't have one, it's one of those things, I get it, it's not fun to do. Just tear off the Band-Aid, go see someone and get it done. And I promise once you have it done, you will feel so much better and you will save your family from tons of headache in the future and extra fees, because it will actually cost more in the long run to your estate by not having a will than actually going and having one drawn up.